Hey, what's going on, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and today I want to give you a little review here and final thoughts on the ZTE Max Blue. This phone is on Straight Talk Wireless, however, I was able to put it on my Total Wireless account when I had Total Wireless, and the experience on this phone was very good when I had it. Now, of course, you got a full 6-inch display here at full 1080. Down here is your back, home, and recents button. It's nice to see the buttons off screen. It's easier to get to. You get more screen real estate, which is really nice. Now on the bottom, you got a micro USB Type-C charging port as well as microphone. On the left here, you got your what is a dual setup here for your SIM and SD card slot. On top is your headset jack, and on the right, of course, is your textured power button and your volume rocker there. And on the back, of course, you get your dual camera setup, your flash, fingerprint sensor, nice ZTE branding, and of course your single rear speaker. Now this has a built-in battery and everything else, so you cannot remove the back or change the battery, nothing like that. Front-facing camera up here, receiver, really nice device. Let's go ahead and power this phone on. Fingerprint sensor seems to be very solid. Go ahead and press it right now, and it comes on really fast without any issues whatsoever. It's always very accurate on this device. Now this phone did have a couple of reboots where I was using it, the phone would power off and it would just restart itself. Had that happen twice, it's not happened since. Now, got your drop down here, of course, which is really nice. You can go in here and change everything. Got your auto brightness, you can edit everything. And it's always nice to see all of these features here on this device, especially the flashlight. This is a pretty bright flashlight as well. So it's really good to have that in there. Let's go into settings here for a bit. And you got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile networks, Wi-Fi hotspot, data usage. Of course, you got more here, which don't really give you a whole lot here going on. Now you got display here. Of course, you got adaptive brightness, wallpaper, sleep, daydream, auto rotate screen. You got pulse light for your home button down there, which is really nice. Navigation, key light. You can just have an automatic, always off, always on, 2 and 5 seconds, which is really nice there as well. Got your sound notifications, got your security here, you got screen lock, you can do a pattern pin. Of course, you got the fingerprint scanner and everything like that, automatic lock, power button instantly lock, smart lock, and all of that stuff right there going on. So a lot of nice stuff here going in with this device. Now you got navigation keys. You can of course change these around if you want the back button on the left or on the right. It's just depending on what handed you are. I'm left-handed, so of course the back button is always easier on the left. You got date and time, language and input, you got Google, location, storage, and with the apps I have on here right now, I have 11.12 gigabytes used of 16. So that's all the apps I download, okay? When you add an SD card, you can add all your pictures, videos, music, and everything else. And for those who might say, well, my storage runs out awful fast, add a SD card for picture and video taken as well as music. And also go in here to your phone a lot of times and you will see everything here. And down here is cache data. If you never pay attention to that and you go like a week or two or maybe even 3 weeks and don't clean out that cache, you're liable to have 1 to 2 plus gigabytes stored up here in the cache, which when you clean that, you clean up a lot of free space. So that always helps out as well. You got battery here. Battery life has been very good on this device. I did not do a battery test, but I will say battery life is very solid on this phone. You got apps, memory, backup and reset. You got your accounts, accessibility here. So you got all this stuff here: talkback, switch access, captions, magnification gestures, power button ends calls, pretty much all the stuff that you see here in all these devices. Really nice stuff there. About phone, this phone does run 6.0.1 Marshmallow, and unfortunately it probably won't see nothing different than that on this device, because Straight Talk Total Wireless really does not update their phones really at all from what I have noticed. Now, of course, you got your recents button down here, which is really nice. You got App Manager down here as well. We'll go ahead and just kind of scroll around a little bit, and the phone is very smooth. Okay, the phone is very fluid, very smooth. It provides a really nice stock version of Android, even though it's not really a stock version. They got a little skin on it, but it's a very light skin, and it seems to work very well on this device without having really any major flaws or problems like that. Now, of course, here you got your phone and your dialer, which is very typical, very standard. And as far as messaging goes, when you go in here, I do have Gboard downloaded. I love the customization here with the numbers on top and all this right here. Very easy to find your emojis, even though they are the older style emojis, as you can see right there. This phone is just very smooth, very fluid, and it just really works well. I have no complaints about this phone. Call quality is solid. Reception is good. Battery life is good. Speaker output being on the back is kind of, it's not really weak. It's just when you got it laying down on a surface like this right here, it really muffles it compared to a front firing speaker or a bottom firing speaker, which is a major deal breaker in my opinion. I mean, I'm getting to the point to where I about refuse to buy a phone that does not have a bottom firing speaker at least, because back firing speakers should be gone. That's just my personal opinion. Now, in the camera here, you have a really nice camera. If you are outside in good lighting, you will get some fantastic pictures with this device. I've not had any issue. You got photo here, you got video over there as well. You got dual camera, which you got a bokeh effect, which is not. Let's go ahead and try to camera up the lens here. And you get the bokeh effect, monocolor, monochrome. I'm not going to go into all of that here in this video here, but it works good, it works nice, and I kind of like the feature. It's really kind of cool. Down here you got some different stuff here like Lomo, Sepia, Mono, Cool, Comic, Warm Mirror, and Fisheye, which it's kind of cool, kind of gimmicky stuff. It is kind of fun to mess with your pictures a little bit and add a few little things here and there. This button right here will take you into a manual mode, panorama, multi-exposure, time-lapse, slow motion, and sports. So has a good number of features there. Let's go ahead and go into the settings here, and in the video quality department, you can record in 4K, 1080p, 720p, and MMS, and stuff right here. Save location. Now I'll go ahead and say this right here. Whenever you had this phone, you got a SD card included. You have to go into the camera to go in and change it to your SD card. You see right here, save location is in phone. You got to change that to SD card if you got an SD card present in your device. So just a word of advice there. Let's go ahead and go back in here. And of course, that was all the video settings. We'll go into the photo settings here now. You got your flash up here, HDR, and of course you got your self timer. Let's go ahead and go back in here. Now up here, you do have a 13 megapixel camera, and it goes down from there. You can add a watermark. You can have your geotag. Your volume key can do numerous things. Save locations. There again, make sure it's on SD. And that's pretty much all there is there with that. Let's go ahead and flip around here to the front-facing camera. And the front-facing camera is very solid, very detailed. No issues here whatsoever. You got selfie mode, you got beautify mode here. You can change that however you want. So let's go into selfie mode here. You got smile detection, self timer, and you got the same effects here as well as in the rear camera. Go up here to the settings. Now up here you have a 5 megapixel camera, and it drops down from there. You got point and shoot, tap on screen to take photo. You got mirror image, selfie indicator, light supplementary, watermark, shutter tone, geotag, and there you go again, save location, which I think that if you push the SD card on one of them, it'll go to all of them. So just a little bit of heads up there. Now, of course, you have video, which is really nice as well. You can record in full 1080, 720p, and MMS, and there, of course, is all your settings there. So, you can brighten up the screen. You can really dim it down to your preference. So camera is really good on this device. The screen looks really good at full 1080. There's really not a whole lot else I can really say about this phone other than the fact that I think it's a great phone. I do recommend this phone. However, I think the price tag that they're selling it for at $200 right now for the straight talk version is way too expensive in my personal opinion. I would say $100 all day long for this phone would be really solid, really good. And other than that, I have no complaints with the phone. Fingerprint sensor is good, camera is good, call quality is fantastic, reception is good, battery life is good. The only complaint that I really have is the price tag. So if this review was helpful and informative, hit that like button. Any questions or comments that you may have, leave it below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.